Joey Byron, baby! We're back in the game! Woo! Yeah! Drouin, moving the puck. Petrie, what a snipe. Oh my God! Weber and Sherratt closing out this game. Woo! What a comeback win! Yeah! But we can't be satisfied yet. Gotta be all business. Got a series to close out on Friday. Woo! Yeah! Shout out to all the doubters, including some Habs fans who gave them no chance in the series. But look at this. We have a lead. The Montreal Canadiens defeat the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-3 to take a 2-1 series lead in this best-of-5 competition in the qualifying round. And real hard to try and pick a first star for this one. Lots of options, but first and foremost, Jeff Petrie with the game-winning goal, a snipe. Top cheese from the goal line pretty much. What a performance again from Jeff Petrie. Then you got Carey Price, who's still dialed in. Man, clutch saves in key moments for the Habs tonight. Just unbelievable performance. And you can't look past Shea Weber either. The Habs captain with a goal and 2 assists played another 23 minutes and 55 seconds tonight. Led Habs defenseman in minutes. Great performance from him. Then there's Gallagher, who's playing through an injury. Absolute beast mode out there, pushing the pace and bringing his team into the battle. What a performance from him as well for the Habs. Just beautiful to watch. And you got to give it to Claude Julien, one of the turning points in the game, and there was a few, and we will get into that, but one of the main ones was his line changes midway through the second period. Got to give credit where credit's due, and as soon as those line changes occurred when the Habs were down, things started to happen. Now let's quickly go over the game stats before we review the entire game. The Montreal Canadiens were outshot by the Pittsburgh Penguins 33-31. However, in the face-off dot tonight, Montreal very strong, and that was led by Phil Deneau, who went 59% to Crosby's 35%. Suzuki also a strong night in the face-off dot, going over 50% as well. Montreal 0 for 5 on the power play, but it seems like they are starting to get things going. They've had enough chances now. It actually seems like they're starting to get some chemistry going with these two units. Julien again with a adjustment, going with his second power play unit to start most power plays later in the game, and that seemed to work as well. The Montreal Canadiens penalty kill. Rough start to begin the game, going 0 for 2, and the Pens getting 2 power play goals. However, clutch performance from the penalty kill to close out the game. Very strong performance, and they were on 6-on-4 at one point with the Pens with the empty net and shut it down. Weber and Sherratt playing a big part in that, closing out the game. And Montreal again out hitting the Pittsburgh Penguins, this time 39-23. A heavy game played by the Montreal Canadiens. I really think this physical play from the Habs is wearing down the Pens. They showed a shot of the Pens bench late in that third period, and just a lack of energy from them, which is very strange to see from the Pens. Just goes to show you how hard Montreal is playing, and just never quitting, never backing down, constantly coming at the Pens, especially in this game and late in the game. Really, the Habs really took it to them, which was finally good to see them get this offense going and having sustained pressure and time with the puck. So some Habs player stats here. Like I said, Shea Weber with 1 goal, 2 assists. He played 23 minutes and 55 seconds on the night. Sherratt not too far behind him in ice time with 23 minutes. He gets on the board with 2 assists. Great game from Sherratt, all over the ice, playing the heavy game, clear in the front of the net very well, making some crisp passes and finding the net with shots. Great game for Ben Sherratt. Then we have Petrie, of course, with the game-winning goal. He played 22 minutes and 51 seconds. Philip Deneau led Habs forwards in ice time with 22 minutes and 38 seconds. He gets on the board with an assist, and we already talked about how great he was in the face-off dot. Then Lehkonen with an assist on the night. Him and Suzuki, almost identical ice time. Lehkonen with 19-13 and Suzuki with 19-15. So just behind Deneau, leading Habs forwards in ice time. Great game from Lehkonen as well. Very strong defensively, but he also really helped out the offense as well. And Nick Suzuki gets on the board with an assist, but he also had 4 hits. So Nick Suzuki showing he can play a physical game as well. Paul Byron, goal and an assist and finishes +3. Paul Byron's been very good for us defensively throughout this entire series. Good to see him get on the board offensively. And it was the tying goal Byron scored, so huge goal for the Habs there. Now for the Penguins player stats, Sidney Crosby led their forwards with 19 minutes and 39 seconds. He gets on the board with an assist, but finishes at -1 and didn't do too well in the face-off dot tonight. Then we have Malkin with an assist, but he finished a -2. The Habs playing Malkin really, really hard. Through 3 games, Malkin only has 1 point. So that is great to see a collective effort shutting down that Malkin line. Jack Johnson on defense for the Pittsburgh Penguins finishes with a -3. So looks like the Habs are exploiting that third pair for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Hopefully that will continue in the games ahead. And Letang led the Pens defense with 24 minutes and 25 seconds. Great game from Letang as always, but he is not on the board yet as well for the Pens over 3 games. 0 points for Chris Letang. Now before we continue, just got to point out, I got this old greaser shirt back on again. I'm not sure if you saw my video for the first Habs win in the series, but I explained that I wore this shirt under my Habs jersey in the 2010 Pens Habs series. And had to retire it a couple years later because I ripped it, but I couldn't bear throw it away. Dug it out of the closet just before this series and been my lucky charm, man. I'm telling you. I gotta say though, it's pretty greasy. Got the pit stains, and after that Game 2 loss, I ripped her off some damn quick. But she's feeling comfy tonight. Gotta love them superstitions. Yeah, I had to change out of that thing. It fucking reeked, but we're good to go. Fresh and clean. Let's get into this entire game from start to finish. The Habs start the game in the first. Not looking the greatest. The Pens neither, but the Habs just couldn't seem to get anything going again. I was a little worried. We go into the game with the exact same lines as last game. Didn't look like Julien was gonna change things up. But I said in my pregame thoughts that kind of figured we'd see some creativity from Julien at some point, and we eventually did. But to start, Habs not looking the greatest. Seemed like they were rushing plays again. Some no-look passes to nobody. But we end up getting a clutch goal from Shea Weber coming in on the pinch after Lehkonen and Byron moved it through the neutral zone with a ton of speed. They get the shot on net. Weber pinches in and finishes off the play. Big goal for Shea Weber. Good to see him on the board here with a goal in this qualifying round. Mike Sullivan on the Pittsburgh Penguins bench then challenges that goal for goalie interference. I think it was pretty clear that one was going to count, and sure enough it did. The Habs go on the power play thanks to that failed challenge from Mike Sullivan there. And it's a little unfortunate the Habs couldn't capitalize on the power play. Would have been a good chance to get a little bit of insurance early. However, they did start to move the puck well. They broke into the zone, which was nice to see. Started to get some nice puck movement going on there. And it was Kotkaniemi who actually gathered the puck down low on that power play, stabilized things. Loved his skating there with the wide stance and the edge work, just gliding down below the goal line and getting the cycle started for the Habs on the power play. Great to see from the young kid there. So the game's still at 1-0, and we get a beautiful save on Guentzel on the tip. Pass from Crosby. Like, how do you make that save? Price is down, and he's got the glove just attached to the pad there low, and positioning makes the save on Guentzel. Beauty save there. However, the Pens draw a penalty on the play. Chirac goes to the box. And then on that ensuing power play for the Pens, they move the puck very well. Shea Weber, bit of a rough sequence from him there. Cross check on Hornquist, takes a penalty. And the Pens score on the delayed penalty. and Shea Weber still goes to the box, and the Pens get another power play after that and score on that as well. The first power play goal being Hornquist from Crosby and Malkin, some great puck movement from the Pens stars there. And then on the second power play they got with Shea Weber sitting in the box, it's Zucker who finishes it off. Price got a little aggressive there trying to play the puck with his blocker, ends up putting it in the slot, losing track of the puck, and the Pens gathered up very nicely. Rust puts the puck over to Zucker, and he finishes it off for the Pittsburgh Penguins to put them up 2-1. Shortly thereafter, I noticed Jake Evans had a great play. He ended up getting waved into the faceoff dot, wins the faceoff, then lays a big hit on Brian Dumoulin. Good to see from Jake Evans in his debut for the Montreal Canadiens in the qualifying round. Also, another good sequence from Mete, skating the puck through the neutral zone with speed and attacking the center of the ice, then making a crisp pass in the offensive zone for a good scoring chance. Love to see that from Victor Mete. The more of that, the better. Then very late in the first period, we get a hit on Brian Dumoulin from Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Got to take a minute to talk about how well Kotkaniemi looks in this return to play. And I've done it before, and I'll do it again. Ever since the Habs drafted him, I see big similarities between Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Ryan Getzlaf. Ryan Getzlaf was my favorite center in the NHL for about 10 years. I've watched a ton of Getzlaf, whether it be national play with Canada or playoff runs with the Anaheim Ducks. And Kotkaniemi plays a very similar game to him, and I can see him over time as he fills out as a young center, really coming into his own as a power forward center. He already plays with a physical edge. We've seen him have a big hit on Malkin in Game 2, now Dumoulin in Game 3. He gets into the corners, he gets dirty, gathering up pucks. And the similarities between him and Getzlaf are that they're playmaking first centers. They got skill, but not that jaw-dropping skill that's going to bring you out of your seat, but they're slick. Very slick, and very similar in their skating styles too. Kotkaniemi with the wide stance when he glides around looking for those passing outlets. Getzlaf does the exact same thing. And even though they're playmakers first, they both have underrated shots. I see a lot of similarities between them in terms of the physical play, the skill, the playmaking, and of course that underrated shot. So really looking forward to see how Kotkaniemi develops over the next few years, and if he really turns out to be a Getzlaf-esque power forward center for the Montreal Canadiens in the top 6. I think he's really been showing why he was drafted top 3 in the draft a couple years ago, and just exciting signs from him as a young player. Still just barely 20 years old. He only turned 20 in July. So kid's got a lot of potential. So we go into the second, and the Habs actually start with a power play. This one, they couldn't really seem to get anything going, and Drouin with a big mistake there. Just trying to rush a play and force it on the power play from the half wall. Goes for a pass back to the point, gives the puck away. Real shame there, but Drouin seemed like he was lacking confidence this entire series in terms of his offensive play. Physically and defensively, he's been actually quite strong for the Habs, but he couldn't quite get that offensive game going. But later in this game, we see a bit from Drouin, and we will get into that. But after the failed power play here, Mete with a big mistake. The Habs actually had some sustained pressure 5-on-5. Simple play, a pass coming back to the point towards Victor Mete. Unfortunately, he bobbles it there at the blue line, loses the puck, and the Pens fly down the ice. The fourth line for the Penguins win the race against Victor Mete. It's Tanev who wins that race, gathers the puck, and makes a slick pass to Aston Reese, who gets the first shot, and Carey with the initial save on the odd man rush. Beautiful save there, but Bluger comes in and finishes it off for the Pittsburgh Penguins. So Bluger gets the goal there, assisted by Aston Reese and Brandon Tanev. And we have a 3-1 game. And then it looked like things were going to spiral out of control for the Habs. 3 straight goals for the Pens after the Habs scored the first one. And not much going for the Habs offensively. Some chances here and there, but things weren't going their way. But we get to see the Habs respond very well, and it started with a massive goal for Jonathan Drouin. A tip goal from Drouin, assisted by Sherratt and Weber. A great pass from Weber. D to Sherratt on the blue line, a laser. Got it over to him quick, and then Sherratt received it very well, moved great laterally with the heel-to-heel skates, open up the passing lane, fired it far side low on Matt Murray, and went straight to Drouin, and Drouin with the tip. You could tell how relieved Drouin was to score that goal and get the monkey off his back. He really needed that one. I was pumped to see him score that one. And this was where the turning point of the game occurred, between the Drouin goal, the Jake Evans hit where Tanev came in, and not a dirty hit, but you gotta call it greasy. I mean, it's a kid, man, and I understand you're going for some energy, but Tanev flew towards him there. And of course, a bit of onus on Evans on it, turning away into the boards a little bit, but that hit was just about all numbers there, and Evans took it hard, head off the glass, and he leaves. Very unfortunate for the kid, who is finally getting a chance to show what he can do, and getting his first chance in the roster in the play-in series. And he was playing well up to that point, so real shame, but it was a turning point. The team rallied around him and really got going here. So between Drouin getting the monkey off his back, the Evans hit, and then Claude Julien's timely line changes, finally we get a mix-up in that top nine. Domi doesn't find his way in there, but still some great creative line juggling from Julien, and Domi had a good game and had a big role in the game too, especially once Jake Evans went out. But clutch line changes from Claude Julien. He put Suzuki up with Tatar and Gallagher. He put Kotkaniemi with Drouin and Armia, and then he put Deneau down with Lehkonen and Byron for a good shutdown line. But they generated some offense too. Great coaching. Finally, we get to see those line changes, and the offense came right away. We also get another huge save from Carey Price, again on Guentzel, and again from Crosby. Crosby's coming down the wing and just slows up and finds Guentzel all alone. It was one-on-one, Guentzel versus Carey Price, and Price made the save. It was all these moments mixed together that just really switched this game around. Montreal had all the momentum and pretty much took it from there throughout the rest of the game. And what a sound game, especially from a guy like Brendan Gallagher, dealing with the injury and just, oh my God, pushing the pace all over the ice, forechecking, coming in for chances, driving the net. So after the big momentum switch, the Habs end up on the power play, and they are finally starting to gel, it seems. It's really good to see them settling in. They've had many opportunities to feel it out, and it's starting to look like they're getting things together. And I love how Julien's using the second power play unit to start the power plays and saving Weber and the first unit for the tail end. It seems to have worked so far. Good to see. And they're starting to make plays. They're starting to get scoring chances. And at the end, it doesn't end up counting as a power play goal, but Domi comes in, takes Crosby in the slot, and Byron buries one. Huge goal for Paul Byron to tie it up. And it's assisted by Suzuki and Weber. So Domi doesn't get on the board for it, but great play tying up Crosby, and Byron's able to come in on the wraparound. Tie game, baby. And then Habs continue to control the game for most of the second period. Drouin looking really good. All he needed was his confidence back, it seemed. That goal was huge for him to get, and it's looking like he's starting to get his confidence going. A little more finesse with the puck from him, making the right plays, and you can just tell he just needed to get the monkey off his back. He had a lot of strong shifts at the end of that second period. So we start the third. Kotkaniemi gets a scoring chance early, fires it over the net, and then we get another power play and ring one off the post. Gallagher, Armia, Drouin, Kotkaniemi, Petrie moving the puck very well on the power play. Unable to bury one there, but they continue holding the momentum in the game. And I gotta call out Brett Kulak again, playing very sound defensive hockey in all three zones of the ice. He's gathering pucks up down low, feeding them and reading where Jeff Petrie's going to be. They're making clean breakouts out of the zone. He'll carry the puck through the neutral zone with speed. He'll even pinch in and get it down low to establish pressure in the O zone. Brett Kulak is playing so well. That mobile pair of Jeff Petrie and Brett Kulak is doing a fantastic job. And I said it in the last video. Jeff Petrie is obviously great in his own right and is one of our MVPs in the series, but having a partner like Brett Kulak is massive for Jeff Petry's success as well. Love that Marc Bergevin has Brett Kulak locked up for under $2 million for the next 2 seasons. I thought it was just for 1. Kulak is on the books for another 2 seasons under $2 million. What a great defender we have on our hands there, and really looking strong with Jeff Petry. Then we have another strong save from Carey Price, this time on Chris Letang, who's flying down the right side of the ice and catches a pass, and he gets a good opportunity to shoot on Price. But the positioning, realizing he has the 5-hole open and closing it and hugging the post tight, and Letang has absolutely nothing to shoot at. This has got to be frustrating for the Pittsburgh Penguins. We're seeing it over and over again. They're not playing bad by no means. You got to give credit to the Habs D, but like the chances that they do get, and then they look up and see that they have nothing to shoot at on Carey Price. You got to think Price is starting to get into their heads at this point. Man, what a save from Carey. And that could have been a goal that put the Pens up and given them the lead in the 3rd period. But Price is there again to hold the Habs in it. And then we get that absolute pure snipe from Jeff Petry. First, the puck is gathered by Phillip Danault. Nice play by him to get it up to Sherratt on the point. And Sherratt does a fantastic job moving the puck to finish off that triangle play over to Jeff Petry, and my God, from the goal line, what a snipe. It was gross. Habs then continue playing the Pens hard, controlling the game, and they show a shot of the Pens on the bench there, and this is when they're looking pretty defeated. However, they end up on the power play. It's Byron going to the box on a hooking call. This was insanely nerve-wracking sitting through this, but the penalty kill came in clutch. The Pens were 2-2 at this point on the power play. And gotta say it, only 3 penalties tonight by the Habs. Great discipline tonight for them. And the penalty kill to close out the game, just fantastic. Danault, Armia, Lehkonen, Weber, and Sherratt. Weber and Sherratt finishing out the game. The 2 of them pretty much played the last 3 minutes of the game and played it strong, really strong. Close out the game. The Pens had some chances. Price with the saves, and the Pens actually get the net empty too. So we had a 6-on-4 at one point against us and shut it down, including a Price save on Crosby down low that deflected off Patrick Hornquist. So another late save for Carey Price to keep the Habs in the lead and close the game out. What more can you say? What a win from the Habs. Battled it out, responded very well, didn't give up when they went down 3-1, and rallied around that Jake Evans injury. Drouin getting his confidence back. Gallagher being an absolute workhorse out there. The Sherratt and Weber pair just being heavy, shutting shit down towards the end. And overall, fantastic performance by the Montreal Canadiens. You gotta love it. The next game is on Friday at 5 o'clock, Nova Scotia time. Got a series to close out, boys. The Habs are going to be assigned the home team again. So Julien once again has the last change. Hopefully we see the lines that he put together at the midway through the 2nd period. Hopefully we see them stay together. And it'll be interesting to see who draws in with Jake Evans being out now. You got to think Jordan Wheel, but you never know. Maybe they'll give a shot to Ryan Poehling as well. So keep an eye on that. Let me know what you thought about this game down in the comments. Oh, what a great midsummer night hockey game. Can't get any better than that. Habs up 2-1, baby. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Scotian Canadian. Feels good, doesn't it? Go Habs, go, baby. Woo!